Greetings everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Captain Ryan. Today's YouTube video has got me here in the USS New Mexico Tier 6 US battleship in World of Warships. As the battle gets underway, it's a new dawn. It's domination. You'll notice it's 2-cap domination, which means it's a ranked battle here in Ranked Season 7. Now, as the battle gets underway, communication always important. The team has decided that we're going to go ahead and head towards the B cap point. And that's pretty standard fare for the team which spawns on this side of the map. As you'll see that the vast majority of times, the teams will push to the B cap point from this side, and the enemy team will push the A cap point on the other side. It just tends to work that way. It's the cap that you spawn closest to. Although, it's important to know that if you have the proper coordination and communication, you can usually throw the enemy team off by sending a destroyer down to the B cap point and having the rest of your team head towards the A cap point and immediately begin to cause them problems. Speaking of the A cap point, the enemy team's already got one of their 3 destroyers up there, and they've already begun to cap it. As you can see there, it looks like they've got more than one destroyer in there. So both destroyers use that speed boost early on to get in there fast. If you are a destroyer in the ranked battles, I actually recommend doing that. Getting that speed boost, getting up there first. Because the team that can get that points lead going right away, well, they're going to have an advantage when it comes to the potential for losing ships, because they're going to be able to weather losing a ship early on a little bit better than the team that doesn't get that cap right away. And I'm taking shots out here. I've got my spotter plane up. That's mostly so I can see over islands, but look at that range with the spotter plane. Something people really don't fully realize is that the New Mexico has such amazing gun range. When that spotter plane is up there, I've basically got the entire map covered at this point. There's nowhere the enemy can hide. Torpedoes coming in there. I'm not sure if they're going to die before they hit me, but I'm not going to risk it, so I'm going to start turning hard and away. And hopefully they will all die well before that even gets close to me. But they're closing in on me. Fortunately for me, turning away to avoid the torpedoes, and yes, finally they do run out of steam, does give me the advantage of angling against all of these angry battleships there. As you can see there, my detection range dropped back to its original 11.9 kilometers. That's with Concealment Expert and the camo. But I'm still being detected, so that tells me that one of those sneaky destroyers is within that range and isn't behind an island. So that's something that I've got to pay attention to, that I do need to be careful of, because destroyers in a ranked battle against a battleship are very, very effective. And since I'm the last guy here out at the ass end of the friendly column, that could mean that that destroyer is trying to sneak around and be sneaky. Broadside New Mexico on out there. I get shots away. I'm still sailing away, still angling. I'm trying to get far enough away here that I can go ahead and make a turn, and hopefully make that turn without running the risk of getting citadeled as I do that. So it looks to me like most of the enemy ships are not going to be able to shoot at me. I'm behind a lot of islands here. We managed to take out one of their destroyers. It's going to be good for us. It secures a first blood for us. That gives us an advantage, and there's that enemy destroyer I was concerned about. Yes, he did in fact flank back behind. He got into the backfield, and that's going to force a reaction response from me. And that's going to take my guns away from shooting at the other big guns there. And of course, he's got himself pretty well isolated, but he's got some islands that he can hide behind if he wants to. And if you find yourself in a destroyer, if you can get back there, especially if there aren't any enemy destroyers left, get back behind the enemy and start causing them some significant problems that way. It's going to force them to divert their attention. It's going to cause them to split their fire and choose their targets carefully. Because that destroyer popped his smoke screen, I am no longer detected. This makes me very, very happy. It's going to let me get much closer, start sneaking up towards the A cap point and towards the enemy team. Enemy team loses yet another ship, and that's good for my team because that's going to really put us in the lead, really give us an advantage. And I do believe the ship they lost was their cruiser, so that's going to give our destroyers an advantage because they don't have to worry about that rapid-firing 6-inch gun. And they can, if they get spotted, hopefully survive the initial engagement and have up to 30 seconds to turn and break contact and run away. It's not always the case, of course, but it is nice to not have to worry about having a cruiser come in and wreck you. Friendly destroyer laying a smokescreen here. Unfortunately, his smokescreen deployment stops just short of the bow of my ship, but I say give him a compliment anyway for the effort of laying down that smokescreen. At the very least, if I wanted to, I could have turned, I could have gone and hidden in it. I'm just going to go ahead and start pushing up here. Team manages to take out yet another destroyer, so now they're just down to one, and so far my team hasn't lost a single ship. This is really starting to turn out excellent for my team and really quite bad for the enemy team. That New Mexico up there starting to turn broadside. He's got a destroyer up there that he's dealing with. He's actually pretty smart, prioritizing his target there. He wants to kill that destroyer because that destroyer is inside of his torpedo range and is in the backfield. And again, talking about destroyers in the backfield and rank, it's forcing that team, it's forcing these battleships to divert their attention. So you've got one who's pointing his guns that way, one who's pointing his guns towards me, so they're not able to concentrate fire and focus things down. It's also forcing them to choose what ship to angle against. Another broadside New Mexico back behind that Arizona. I get shots out there. With any luck, I'll be able to hit him and cause some significant damage to him. And yes, I do. Look at that. Double Citadel earns me an instant high caliber there. He's very, very low health. And actually, there's two very low health ships there. I'm hoping I can get shots out onto this other New Mexico before he dies. But he's got that destroyer is just pecking away at him with some high explosive. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get turned here, very low health, forward guns out, just one shot. I don't need more than that. One over penetration should kill him if he doesn't already die, but he did die, so I didn't secure that. Slam on my brakes to avoid the torpedoes from that destroyer. Do manage to secure my first kill here on that New Mexico that I did cause a significant amount of damage to, and that just leaves the Arizona. We've only lost one ship in this battle, and look at that. The battle clock hasn't even hit that 10-minute mark yet. And we've lost one ship. The enemy team completely wrecked here. Fun fact about this battle at this point, I'm also 3 glasses of wine into this game. So I'm feeling pretty damn loose when it came to playing. Wasn't tensed up, and that's probably one of the reasons why I'm so engaged in this battle. I'm pushing up here. I'm not trying to angle my ship as much. I'm just going in for the brawl. Now, in this particular situation, I'm actually in a good situation to get into a brawl because I have backup, and as long as I can push up here with the health that I have, and the armor, and the angling mechanics that I know, I can go in and I can cause some significant problems for this Arizona. This Arizona is going to continue to focus on me as long as I'm angled here, and that's going to be a big advantage for the rest of my team. Even if I die, he's going down one way or the other. So I'm coming up here, I'm getting my guns pre-turned for it, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up on him, and that was a little too early as most of my shots bounce. He returns the favor seconds later and wrecks me. Manages to citadel me with at least one, probably two. But hey, because I fired off that one gun early, managed to secure the kill there by pumping it into the rear, mid-rear of his ship and finish him off. 101,000 damage in that game, high caliber. Only 2 kills though. Good number of secondaries. Fire set from those secondaries are pretty reasonable, but just 101,000 damage in a ranked battle is pretty impressive, especially considering it's a tier 6 game. Of course, with results like that, top of the team for XP earned. Not the highest XP I've ever earned in rank, but still pretty damn good at 1,400. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, as well as my live stream schedule, you can like and follow me on Facebook. If you'd like to help support me and my channel, you can do so by becoming my supporter on Patreon. Supporters will gain early access to some of my World of Warships replays, and supporters of a certain dollar amount will receive access to my private Discord. If you've got a replay like this one that you would like to see featured on my channel, you can send it to my email address, and if you'd like to watch me play World of Warships live, among other games, you can do so by following me on Twitch. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.